Barou has just managed to score and given the Ubers their first goal, showcasing why he's truly worth 300 million yen. Barou looks with an intense look at Isagi and asks him what's wrong and wonders if that's all Isagi's got. On the other hand, we have Isagi over here who's totally mind-blown by Barou's goal, saying that the Ubers came up with a game plan designed to crush him, and as soon as they got the ball, they went on a furious counter. They didn't even leave a chance for Isagi to stop them, as they managed to execute their plan perfectly. However, it's more than that, as they were in perfect sync, which isn't something that can be taught easily, and on top of that, the timing to know when to execute their plan, saying that it's impossible to pull this off without some hardcore training, as he finally understands that this is the backbone of the Uber's strength. But even with all that, it still doesn't fully explain Barou's shot, which Gagamaru didn't even have time to react to, but that means that they somehow threw off his timing, and if that's the case, then that means that Barou didn't shoot when he wanted to, and that he patiently waited for the exact moment they threw off Gagamaru's timing, and because of that, he was able to utilize his vision. And of course, with Barou's shooting ability, if he manages to throw off the goalkeeper's timing, it opens up a chance to mass produce a goal at an efficient rate. And with that, Isagi realizes that Barou has managed to achieve a whole new set of eyes, which he calls the Predator Eyes. After that, we get to Ness looking at both Isagi and Barou, while being angry at himself that he hasn't managed to do anything this whole game. However, that's when Kaiser goes forward to him and tells him to stop with his miserable look, as he tells Ness that their true target is Lorenzo, and that if they manage to defeat Lorenzo, then they will win, and Ness gladly take up on that challenge. After that, we get to the superior duo, where Corona is asking Isagi how many more strategies he thinks that Ubers have under their sleeve. However, even Isagi has no idea, but he knows that to win this game, they have to stick to Noah's plan and focus on winning their 1v1 duels. And with that, the game starts again. Ness and Kaiser are passing around as always. Ness says that the two of them can dominate the defensive and middle third, however it's on the attacking third where it gets tricky. Even so, Ness will do everything in his power to help Kaiser score. But just then, Lorenzo goes to cover them. Even so, Kaiser says that they are fine, as it's a 2v1. So Kaiser passes Ness and sprints behind Lorenzo, awaiting a pass from Ness, which he gets, however someone else reaches it first. And that one is the stylish master himself, Ryu, who jumps up and heads away the ball. The ball is heading back to Ness and Lorenzo, but someone else interferes. It's Isagi who tells Lorenzo that he wasn't good enough. Isagi was able to see everything that played out perfectly. He says that in the full of this game's chaotic flow, he's able to take control of the 1v1 situations, and ends it by saying that his Metavision has gotten better. Even so, his happiness quickly comes to a stop as Nico comes out of nowhere and kicks away the ball from Isagi. Isagi falls to the ground and says that he's amazed that Nico was able to stop him. After that, Nico tells him that it's to be expected that as his vision and football IQ are all top-notch. However, the same goes for Nico, as he calls them two birds of a feather, which I can't figure out if it sounds cool or just corny. Anyway, that's where it clicks for Isagi, as he thinks that Nico also has acquired Metavision. However, when Isagi confronts Nico about it and asks him if he uses Metavision, Nico is suddenly confused and asks what Metavision is. Isagi explains that Metavision is a specific way to use their vision, which lets them capture everything that's happening around them with their peripheral vision, which then lets you simultaneously process and analyze everyone's movements on the field. Nico gets the hang of it, but tells Isagi that all he did was track the ball while keeping an eye on his movements, and since he saw Isagi and the ball in a dangerous spot, he dashed forward, even though it meant going against their game plan. Isagi is shocked, thinking that Nico subconsciously used Metavision, and that his brain and vision are going to evolve to a whole new level. After that, Aiku comes by complimenting Nico's play. However, Isagi's teammate isn't as happy with him as Aiku is with Nico, as Reichi comes and shouts at Isagi for losing the ball. After that, Isagi tries to figure out how many of the players here can use Metavision. He concludes that Kaiser, Nico, himself, and maybe Lorenzo are the only ones able to use it, as Barou has a different kind of vision. Isagi then quickly becomes Professor Isagi, as he tries to explain the different visions, starting with Metavision. Metavision grasps the overall flow of the game, and all the information that's circling within it. Since he can use it everywhere on the field, he pretty much has the ability to predict the future. On the other hand, Barou's Predator Eye is focused on the 1v1 duel with the goalkeeper for the sole purpose of scoring a goal. Even though they're both strikers, depending on how they use their eyes and vision, the information that they pick up, analyze, and act on is completely different. And with that, he begins inputting all of his new information to probably use it in the future. But before he's done, Reichi and Yukimiya scream at him to stop spacing out, and that the game is about to restart. However, Isagi is like fuck that and thinks some more before starting, as he says that on top of all that he went through before, both of their teams have two totally different philosophies and playstyles. Ubers plays like one huge organism with their unity, discipline and coordination, while Bastard Munchen plays like a chaotic fluid, multi-faced organisms, which is being spearheaded by him and Kaiser. Everyone on the field understands this, and that's why they are probably thinking about their next move and what's risky and how they can make an impact. Finally realizing that this is how it feels to be playing in a world-class football game. However, that also means that the next play and the next goal will definitely be the turning point, and that the player who manages to tilt this situation in their favor will undoubtedly dominate this game as its game changer. While Kaiser is waiting for the game to start, he's thinking that Lorenzo is too much in the way, even saying that he's gotten stronger since the last time he faced him. Because of Lorenzo, Kaiser can't move freely the way he wants to, and right now, it's obvious that Isagi has a much easier time moving around. While he's thinking, Ness quickly comes running, asking Kaiser what they are supposed to do, but Kaiser just tells him to shut up, telling him to move as they have practiced, and to believe in Kaiser, because for him, nothing is impossible. And with that, Grim finally throws in the free throw, and the ball is going to Ness's legs. However, right then, Kunigami comes in his way and pushes him aside, telling them to not forget about the dark horse. Kunigami is running at full speed against the Ubers players, even styling on someone which honestly looks so clean. Isagi is looking from the side and says that Kunigami is planning on going solo. However, that's impossible with Kunigami's specs, and even if Isagi went in to help, he wouldn't pass him. Isagi has no choice but to try and steal the ball in the penalty area and says that he can see clearly what he needs to do, but Nico is able to do the same thing, which makes it troublesome. Nico is focused on always having his eyes on Isagi and says that this new Metavision is amazing. Instead of solely focusing on the ball, and instead seeing over the entire field and catching every piece of information circulating within it, Nico notices that Isagi is aiming for the same spot as he is, and it ends up with the three of them going for the same spot. As they are going to the ball, Nico says that it's a 50-50 chance for him. However, the percentage quickly turns to 0 as Yoichi comes in his way and stops him. This gives Isagi the chance to sweep in and steal the ball. As he's running, he states that Nico's Metavision is still incomplete, saying that he was too focused on predicting the future that he diverted most of his attention on tracking him and the ball, which made him fail to realize that Yoichi has positioned himself behind him and was waiting to ambush him. Isagi gets away from them and sees that there are only two defenders standing in his way, and he gets over the first one with the help of Corona. However, out of nowhere comes Aiku. Isagi goes into his lefty shot position and is ready to fire off an outstanding shot when Aiku sees through his bluff and tells Isagi that his lefty shot isn't 100% complete yet and destroys his chance. Isagi says that he failed and that he couldn't score after all. Right when he is at the brink of defeat, Yukimiya comes screaming his name and tells him to pass him, kind of giving us a flashback to the Manshine City match. Both Aiku and Isagi are stunned. Isagi says that Yukimiya managed to fill in the space on the right which Kunigami left, complimenting his position and calling him a godsend. However, Isagi is still stubborn and says that he can still shoot, but he quickly starts to think more thoroughly. He thinks that if he were to lose the ball here, then they would get hit by a counter by the Ubers. And with that in mind, he has no other choice than to pass, as it's the more rational option. Isagi sends an amazing pass, but as the ball is flying to Yukimiya, someone comes before him. It's the legendary defender Lorenzo, who says that he will be taking this pass. This really shows just how amazing Lorenzo really is. He was able to foresee what Isagi would do, and then went to stop him. Even so, his greed made him oblivious, as Kaiser comes before him and says that he finally took his eyes off his price. Kaiser also says that he's been waiting for this moment. Isagi is amazed, and all of his thoughts start to lose grip as they fall out. Isagi says that Kaiser got him, saying that Kaiser managed to outread his entire thought process to then use him to get Lorenzo off him. Kaiser was able to see everything, and if that wasn't enough, then everybody out on the field got metadated. And can we just take 1 second to appreciate how cool that sounds? I can't wait till someone says that expression to Isagi. However, it still isn't just a free road for Kaiser, as Sendo comes to stop him, saying that in these situations, it's his job to press. Even so, Kaiser turns into a cat and jumps over Sendo's leg. But Sendo's attack wasn't in vain, as he bought Aiku and Ryu some time to come and cut off his shooting angle. Ryu comes from behind and flips Kaiser upside down, and Ness once again shows his real identity as a dirty dog, as he's right away starting to complain and asks for a penalty. However, as Kaiser is in the sky, he tells them to eat shit and calls them losers before doing a Kaiser impact mid-air. Kaiser's shot bounces under Aiku and goes into the goal, giving bastard Munchen a 1-goal lead. Kaiser's goals are one of the most mind-blowing goals I've ever seen. It's definitely a top 3 for me. But please tell me what you thought about it in the comments. It kinda looks like Yukimiya's goal, but on steroids. Isagi is almost too stunned to speak after Kaiser's goal, saying that Kaiser managed to do a Kaiser impact in that position, and not to mention that he nutmegged Aiku off a kind of bicycle kick. With this high-level chess match and a player's rapid evolution, Kaiser by himself managed to destroy all that, saying that Kaiser is this game's ultimate game changer. And that was when Kaiser showed us why he's called the Emperor, and that bicycle kick fused with his Kaiser impact was insane. I thought for sure that he was done for, but he completely got me. But please tell me what you thought about this match down in the comment, and if you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel. And while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you're curious to see another one of my videos, then please watch the video which will be popping up at the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.